Hello and welcome to yet another YouTube video here on this channel. In today's video, we are actually going to dive into an application I've talked about several times before. I've even talked about it being sort of your second brain, or whether or not it can be your second brain. But in today's video, we are actually going to dive into the application. The application is called Trello. It is a part of the Atlassian suite, and it is changing. It is going more towards becoming, I would say, more of a project management or task management. Actually, it used to be more of a project management, but more of a task management tool. So let's just start off with looking at what Trello is. If you're not new to Trello, you can use the timestamps down below to jump into the new stuff. But let's just try out my social media board. So here I have a social media board. So the point of this application is that it is quite visual. As you can see here, it is a part of the Atlassian suite, which is Confluence. Jira is also a part of it. Loom I'm not sure if Loom is a part of Atlassian. I think I read somewhere that they bought something, but I'm not sure if that was Loom or another application, but that doesn't matter. Here you have basic lists. So in my case, it would be like to do, doing, scheduled, like this, and done would be the last one. You can create as many as you want. And in here I would have cards. So let's call this Trello video, like this. Press enter and you have a card. This is your card right here. Inside of the card, you can do a lot of different things. You can write a little bit. You can add labels, checklists, dates, cover image to make it more visually appealing. So there is a lot you can do. With Trello, and I have really liked the application. This was actually the first application I got into when I got into productivity, like long before these YouTube videos, long before Second Brain and everything like that, or before at least I read all of that stuff. I actually used Trello. So on the Pro plan, you obviously get a lot more, but you have the mirroring here, which is a new feature, which I will come back to. But apart from that, you have like your typical to-do list things, things you would expect from a regular to-do list application. Descriptions, subtasks, and comments, cover to make it more visual, because this is supposed to be a visual application. But apart from that, you have gotten a few new features. They are still trying to uphold this whole visual card view, but they are adding much more to it. So if I open this up here, you have something called mirror, which means that the exact same card can live in multiple different places. This is something I've used a lot for note taking. I've actually never used this for I don't think I've ever used this for tasks, but let's say you had, if you think of this as para, you had one area of life. So let's say I had my social media idea, which is right here. Then I also had like one called tasks. I would allow this to live both in my social media ideas, because it is a part of my social media, but I would also put it into my tasks or to-dos. So that is what mirroring are used for. And a lot of applications actually has this feature. Workflowy, for example, that's where I've been testing out mirroring, has the same feature. So that is the first new thing they've added. They've added mirroring. You can also, that was also previously available, but you can also move a card between boards. But you also now have two more things, because we have the bottom sidebar here. So you can switch boards from right here by pressing B. You can open up your planner, and you can also open up your inbox. So we have a few new features here. Let's start off with the inbox. So the inbox is supposed to be like a inbox in a productivity application, a place where everything goes before you organize it. It is super important, at least I believe that it is super important to have an inbox. And I'm glad that Trello has implemented this because it makes it much easier to quick capture something. A lot of the time I don't capture stuff because it takes me too long to find the right, in this case, right board, write it down in the board. There is just too many clicks. The point of this inbox is that you can just add a card, test card, and then you can move it to the right place later so you can quickly capture things. But apart from this having cards, you can also actually add Slack and Teams to this. Um, I won't do that. I don't have a Teams account. I don't use Slack either. Or I have a Teams account, but that is my work account and I can't show that here. But the point is that you can add things like integrations. Let's call them integrations to make it easier. You can have integrations so this can be a place where all of your tasks live, which has gotten more and more popular with applications like Sunsama and Archiflow adding this feature where you can consolidate your tasks. That is the whole point of this inbox, is mainly to consolidate tasks and then I can drag them in later. But it is also, of course, for quick capture as well. So here you can add keywords, you can filter things, you can also share your thoughts on the inbox because this is still uh, early stages for this application. But I can also click this to sort, add from email, add from Slack and Microsoft Teams. So email, you can send something from that email. So you sign up with an email, you can use that same email to send mails to Trello, and they will appear in your inbox. Apart from that, you have one other thing which I talked about a little earlier. We have something called Planner. So I've talked a lot about the fact that to-do list and task management applications, they are changing. Like now you can't have a to-do list or a task management application without a calendar. Every single one has some sort of calendar functionality. So if we just go to tomorrow, I can drag this video task and I can schedule it. And I can open it up from here. Uh, and you can then like change how long it is supposed to be. Let's save that. You can also do it just by dragging this up and down, just like any other calendar. And it syncs with your Google Calendar. You can see that this is my Google Calendar right here. This is actually my Google Spam calendar, which I use to make these videos. But you can see that it appears right here. So that is basically how this works. You can drag things in. I can check them off. So let's check this off. Let's check this one off as well. So basically you have the ability to do calendar blocking as well. That is another great feature. I really like this. And they are also making it easier to use with Jira issues or Jira tickets. I think it's called issues. Jira issues. The point being to integrate it more into the Atlassian ecosystem. I have been a big fan of Trello as long as like I've been into productivity. I like Trello. I think it is a great application. And I like the direction they're going in with this new update, more of an all-in-one task management tool instead of like just a casual visual one. I think they've like maintained a lot of the things that make Trello really good and put two features actually, or three if you count the mirroring as well, on top of it without losing all of the features that makes me love Trello. This is of course a new update. I haven't tested it that much, but I think it is looking like a really interesting update and one I am a big fan of. That covers it for today's video. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. I will try to get to them as soon as I can. Thank you so much for watching today's video.